New polling from Ipsos finds an overwhelming majority, 81% of Canadians, continue to be concerned over COVID-19 variants. And 69% say they are concerned about a fourth wave of the virus fueled by variants. 62% of Canadians say they are confident vaccine uptake should be enough to blunt the force of a fourth wave. However, if there is a fourth wave, a similar number, 69%, would support some sort of lockdown as a way to bring the virus back under control.
The way I would best describe it is that people right now are preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. So they're seeing some worrying things happening in other countries. They're also seeing some worrying things, outbreaks and other things happening in various parts of where they live. And so they're used to what comes next. So, preparing for the idea that there might be further lockdowns or a fourth wave, this is just representing what's already happened. I know we spend a lot of time and attention focusing on that last mile group, the people who are really, really reluctant to be vaccinated. But most of the people who aren't being vaccinated right now, it's a matter of convenience. It is inconvenient, or they feel that they're living in a place where it may not necessarily affect them, or living a life that it may not affect them. But they're going to get there eventually. But we spent an awful lot of time talking about that group of people who are just actually opposed to vaccines. But the vast majority of Canadians want to be vaccinated, and they think that this is going to be a way of preventing us having to be challenged by variants, or disproportionately challenged by variants, and against future lockdowns or strong government response.
There's also an acceptance that COVID may be here to stay. 67% say we're going to have to live with active cases as long as hospitals are not overwhelmed. Just over half, 56% of Canadians, believe the spread of less serious cases of COVID is acceptable in order to live without restrictions.
The one number that really I thought was interesting in this was 67% saying that we really need to learn to live with COVID. So people getting used to this idea, a much overused term, the new normal, but that COVID is going to be part of our lives. And the number that they're starting to pay more attention to, as opposed to just cases of the day, is hospitalizations. So it'll be interesting to see over the next while how governments respond to that in terms of their communications. Are they going to stick to this strictly on a case by, we're going to report the daily cases, maybe the number of vaccinations that have taken place during the but this hospitals number is really the one that started off the whole process and is now coming back, is an important marker.